Spartan, actually one of the Supersport Cup riders, actually gave him a bit of tuition at Donington last year, and then lovely lad he is too. I obviously need to give him a bit more because he's still on the back of the grid. Andy
Weymouth is the quickest of the Supersports Cup boys. He's back on row 4, but the leading privateer in this field, because of course there is a race within a race. Let's get down to the grid then. Lee's ready for us.
Thanks very much, Keith. We're just taking a look back here. 36 bikes on this narrow, tight circuit here. Let's go and speak to Cal Crutchlow. He's the man on pole. Cal, you're on pole, and if there's ever a circuit you want to be in front of everyone else, I suppose it's Cadwell.
Yeah, but you know, all relies on the start really. You've got to get a good getaway to be ahead on the first lap, because I think if I get away, I'll be hard to pass, but then again, you know, if I'm behind people, they'll be hard to pass around here, I know it will, so we'll see. We'll try, you know. All the North Point, Nokia, Engage people have put in a lot of help, you know, all the sponsors, Alan Allison, Lamb and Hitachi and everybody, Metzler, have worked really well this weekend, and crew chief Pete Jennings got the bike dialed in really well, so I'm happy.
It takes a lot to scare Keith Ewan and Neil Mackenzie, but they say the way you take the mountain just about does that to them.
Well, I'll try and keep them on their toes for today's race then.
All right, have a good one. Oh, I'm getting tangled up. Let's go around and speak to Stuart Easton. It's about my day getting tangled up in people's bikes. It's probably not particularly safe. Stuart Easton, how are you feeling today?
Fine, pretty good.
Do you like this track?
It's a good track. It's a what I would say is a real track. You know, I mean, it hasn't got too much runoff, which is not a good thing, but the track itself it's a proper track.
It's a fantastic championship, and it's fantastic front row as well. All the young boys battling at the start.
It's close as ever. It'll just be the usual. There'll be 5 or 6 people at the front, maybe even more, and it'll just be a big fight. So we'll see if we can get to the front and see how it pans out.
Okay, have a good one. Let's go around and speak to Cal Crutchlow. Let's go around here. Cameraman likes bumping into young girls. Speak to Craig Jones, who's Cal Crutchlow's teammate. How are things going for the championship for you?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, the rain just started to fall then, so that put a bit of a dampers and sowed a little bit of doubt. But you know, the sun's back out, and yeah, Cadwell Park, let's have it.
Bank Holiday Monday, big crowds. Is this what you like racing for?
Yeah, it's brilliant, and you know, the crowd are behind the young riders like ourselves, and yeah, brilliant. Tommy Hill won that first Superbike race, good mate of mine, and yeah, I'm really chuffed. I'm just going to go and have to do the same now.
Okay, have a good one. Well, that's all the inspiration that these young guys need on the front row of the Supersport grid, and we say it's a fantastic front row, plenty of experience. Perry Reba, last weekend's winner, on the second row of the grid. Watch out for him.
Are the talent of the future in British racing. There are a few more, but I reckon those 4 are guaranteed great things, so they come under orders then. Oh, good start from all of them, but I tell you what, it looked like Easton have got a flyer to me. Will he be able to convert it when we get to Coppis? Our camera makes us look forward.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Cameo
So does Cameo.
from the inside.
Cameo and the 2 North Point Nokia-sponsored bikes are 3rd, and I think one's dropped to 5th. No, he hasn't. He's managed
Crutchlow 5th, I think, you're right.
He might have gone back to 5th, yep. Well, yes, he has. He's got
Jamie Robson.
Thank you for that, as I stalled for a moment in my
Jamie
seat.
Robson off the second row.
Bike 77, and here
Craig Jones thinking about Cal Crutchlow back to 4th.
So Cal Crutchlow immediately apart, regains that 4th position. Not a great start. Perry Reba is back there in 5th position at the moment.
Look at Stuart Easton on that Dunlop clad 749 Ducati.
Easton has cleared off. Mind you, those long-legged corners are the ones that he will love.
He always admits his bike is very fast, but you've got to get tight and twisty around here, so it has to jump off the corners as well.
Down goes Cameo, and that's going to be a great save there from Crutchlow, and of course from
Jay Vincent nearly hit his teammate.
Oh, somebody hit the bike. Oh dear me.
That's Sam Owens. That's Sam Owens, number 31.
That's the trouble when you're partly sighted on in the middle of a pack on the early laps. It's just something that you can't.
I would think that's a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, almost certainly we're going to have a red flag. Safety car is already being prepared at the moment, but I would be surprised if we didn't see a red flag fairly quickly. Stuart Higgs will be reluctant to put the red flag out if it's unnecessary, but that rider looked to me like he may well have found himself in a little bit of difficulty there, and he might need to get an ambulance around there.
That's Sam Owens, the Premier Motorsport rider, I think number 31 that went down there. Just really unfortunate. Like you say, they're blind coming out of that corner, unaware. They can see the flags, but they're unaware there's a bike on the track.
Yeah, red flag's out. That's Annabelle Matthews, our chief starting marshal.
Her right arm's working okay.
Yeah, it's just her feet that are... I think she's twisted her ankle when she came... Oh, there's a lot of fluid going out there as well. Shouldn't really drag that along like that with a load of fluid coming out. Just dragged it across
Trying
the
to get it on
line.
the grass, yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's only water, I think, though. Okay, we have a major problem here in the Metabo British Supersports race. We don't like to see it, but unfortunately it is part of motorcycle racing. Jones, and alongside him is the man who started the stoppage, if that does make any English sense, is Leon Cammy on the far side of the front row. This is the start, the restart, 12 laps. Will it be Stuart Easton that gets a great start again? Seems to get a good jump. Oh, I'll tell you what, that Ducati drives so well off the line. Look at that. He sweeps for the first line. Who's that on the white line?
Cammy got away there. We almost looked over to Stuart Easton, just expecting him to pass pretty much the same lineup. Although Cal Crutchlow there in third place this time. His teammate behind him, Craig Jones.
Behind him, Jonesy behind him. So a better start from all. I tell you what, Cammy is not going to let Easton get away this time. Look at Cammy having a real run down the park straight and up into the braking area. Crutchlow having a look at the inside of Cammy. Cammy is having nothing of it. Crutchlow's going to roll on though and rolls into park. The right hand and pulls it down to the apex. That'll do for me. Crutchlow right out on the white line. He's so brave when it comes to the white lines here. He just runs all over them. He makes this track 6 inches wider, and believe me, that gives it, what, 1% bigger in width. It's so narrow here.
It certainly does. Cal Crutchlow had a little bobble into part there. It looked like he just backshifted right at the last minute, but just timed it perfectly. But he's right on the back of Easton. This is the first left-hander here. No problems this time for Cammy.
No, thank heavens for that. I wasn't going to tempt fate. 35 Cal Crutchlow looks to pass into the bottom of the mountain. Got good drive there out of the chicane. Not quite the horsepower of the Honda to pass the Ducati in that little short, sharp, straight line over the mountain for the first time. That's Perry Reber on the Weymouth. Oh, look, that's what I'm saying about Crutchlow. He goes the other side of the white line up a whole bend. Scares the life out of me.
He means business.
Up the inside of the hairpin, not this time, but I can tell you, Crutchlow knows this track loves this track like the back of his hand. In fact, I think he loves it more than the back of his hand.
You can tell that third place rostrum finish at Silverstone certainly giving him some confidence. He's got right in Stuart Easton's slipstream there, coming on to start finish straight.
Out of bound, onto the start finish straight. Oh,
That Ducati's fast.
it is fast. Because Crutchlow had the momentum out of barn. Look at this, he's all over the rear end of Stuart Easton. Easton is going to have to ride superbly over these 12 laps if he's going to keep Crutchlow at bay. Crutchlow will not be denied.
Not
In the
using
slipstream.
every inch of the track. Yeah, can he
Yeah,
do a manoeuvre on the brakes?
Definitely going to do it on the brakes because Crutchlow's an animal on the brakes at the end. You watch the way he rolls in. Huh. Take that back, Ewan.
Well, Stuart Easton's no slouch in there either, but Cal Crutchlow's right on his back wheel. Craig Jones not that far away in third.
Looked to me like Crutchlow didn't really want to make the pass.
Yeah.
Maybe. Can only speculate a little bit. Gooseneck.
Leon Cammy's dropped back 2 places. He's back in 5th. Simon Andrews up to 4th on the TAS Suzuki.
You know as well as I do, your spare bike is never as good as your #1 race bike.
Oh, he's lost out to Perry Reber as well.
Yeah, Perry Reber's on a mission after Silverstone.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to Perry Reber. He must have gone back to Spain and done something differently for a change, because Silverstone, he was a different Spaniard.
He said, well, he's a World Championship, World Supersport winning championship race that we expect to see. We expect to see these performances every weekend from him.
Well, we should be seeing them from him because he's well capable of. Into the hairpin then. Easton leads on bike 3, 35 Crutchlow, 18 is Craig Jones. Craig Jones won't want to see those two in front. Will we have a Leon Haslam versus Gregorio Lavia situation between the two Engage Nokia-sponsored bikes at 35 and 18 in this Supersports race? 77 trying to join the pack is Jamie Robinson. But still it is Easton that leads from a slightly frustrated Cal Crutchlow, it looks like to me. But he can turn that Honda anywhere he wants to through that section.
It does flick, but that Ducati rolls through the corners nicely, gets good drive and has nice horsepower. He's off now. A bit too early to look back, Stuart, because
here comes a big slipstream from 18, Craig Jones. He really got good drive out of Charlie's, but they can't do anything in the braking area of Park. Believe me, you're doing something like 155 miles an hour at the end of that straight on these little Supersport bikes.
And it's into a real tight corner, real slow corner.
And then it's straight on the gas again and then opening all the way through here to this point where they're on the brakes again into the gooseneck. Great racetrack, Cadwell Park. Absolutely superb. Hope they never change the track. I hope they just give them a bit more runoff wherever they can.
Yeah, there's never a second's rest around here. Great to see Simon Andrews there on the TAS Suzuki having the best ride of his season on the Suzuki so far.
Almost never mentioned that. That is great to see him there. He really has had a tough old torrid time. Remember, he never qualified off the front row a year ago and was a potential race winner at any time. So TAS Suzuki, Hector Neal's team, getting him the machinery to do the business. So we've got a Ducati leading a couple of Hondas, then a Suzuki.
Look
then
at
a
Cal
Kawasaki.
Crutchlow. He's menacing in the back there.
Yeah, I think you can stop that at menace. Anybody that's got eyebrows like Cal Crutchlow means business. Oh, look at the way he turns the thing out of barn corner. Gets it lit up on the fat bit of the tyre. The Ducati's quick, but it's only a matter of time before Crutchlow slides by, surely. And if he's not, Jonesy will.
Well, this is certainly good for Craig Jones' championship, because Liam Cammy leading the championship at the moment, and he's back in 6th.
We're only on lap 4 of 12. This really could. Cameo's the fastest lap, 131.4. 131.4 is 2/10 outside Jay Vincent's Supersport lap record here. Here comes Crutchlow again. He's going to have to do it on the brakes. Jonesy keeps going for that inside line, but doesn't bother with it. But Crutchlow has gone through this time on Stuart Easton. Easton has had the pass, and again Crutchlow, the other side of the white line.
Yeah, the white line and the grass.
He cannot get away with that for a whole race, surely.
He seems pretty confident. Like you say, he's been doing it through practice. He's certainly been doing it through the opening laps of the race, but Stuart Easton's got some work on now.
Watch for Jonesy. Jonesy's going, oh, Jonesy nearly tripped himself up on the rear end of Easton, then coming down into Mansfield. Jones will not want to stay third and let his teammate get away from him. He's going to want to make a pass. Oh, look at that. Reba has gone through. Reba has made the pass on Simon Andrews.
How did he do that? How did he manage that?
Into the chicane. I don't know how he did it. There he is, over the hairpin, over the mountain. Now then, Jones has got to make a forceful move if he can. Maybe it'll be at the hairpin. Crutchlow's already there. Crutchlow is getting away, and that will really annoy Craig Jones in 3rd place on bike 18 at the moment. Easton hasn't been able to respond just yet to Cal Crutchlow in 1st place, but Reba, he's the menace.
We're going to see a super Craig Jones effort here. There's nothing worse than seeing your teammate disappearing into the distance, and that's exactly what Cal Crutchlow is doing. Almost a second in front of Stuart Easton, passing the start finish there.
Oh, I tell you what, that made me jump then when you jumped. He's on a much wider line, Craig Jones, into that first part of Coppice. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull it back for the double apex Charlies, but he always does. And he hasn't given. Actually, it's mucked him up a little bit, hasn't it? Because he hasn't been able to get up with Easton. New lap record then. Model on coming.
Cal Crutchlow, 30.7.
Good time.
Oh, Cal Crutchlow is so strong here. I can't believe how much he's pulling out. He's going to have 2.5 on this next lap. Well, Craig Jones looking for any way around Stuart Easton.
Fantastic racing in the Supersports race, but Jonesy will get a little bit frustrated by this. The Dunlop Shard Ducati. Dear me, Jonesy. That was a Perry Reba manoeuvre, wasn't it? And Reba is back behind Simon Andrews, so Simon Andrews has duffed up Perry Reba. Don't know how I missed it, but I bet those of you at home are shouting at me for missing it.
Well, compared to these other guys, Simon Andrews is lacking race miles this season, but he's certainly doing a good job here. A real strong performance and fighting back.
Another fast lap from Simon Andrews has just got better and better. Number 9, Simon Andrews, right on the tail now of Craig Jones, with Perry Reba on the MSS Discovery Kawasaki behind him. Leon Camia on the Paget's Honda off the back of these guys. Bike number 2 is Camia, and again, Jonesy looking at the inside of Easton, just can't quite force it under him. He's going to get mugged if he is not careful by the Suzuki man behind him.
He has to be careful. He's using some alternative lines here and just pulling out all the stops. Cal Crutchlow got 1.3 seconds now on Stuart Easton. Craig Jones can see that he's getting away. We're up to almost half distance.
Jonesy just cannot get alongside it. While we're watching the Supersport 600s, I can hear a Honda 6 being revved up outside here that Stuart Graham is going to ride in a moment, and it's deafening. I don't know whether you can hear it at home. It's scary. Still leading is Cal Crutchlow. He's eked out a big lead now. Stuart Easton has been the spoiler, but through has come Jonesy. He's been trying it the last couple of laps. If he can pull it down, yes he does. And through also comes Perry Reba on Simon Andrews and Camia. Camia has forced Simon Andrews out as well. Simon Andrews goes back 2 places. You cannot be timid here.
That's certainly a lot of passing going on there through that twisty section. Pretty much one line round through there, but Liam Cammy finding an alternative line, and Craig Jones making that pass stick. Now he can chase down his teammate Cal Crutchlow. Yeah,
Craig Jones really needs to do some work while Leon Camia is mired back in his pack, because of course Leon Camia leads the championship from Craig Jones. There is a 16-point difference between Camia at the top of the tree and Craig Jones. Camia has won 4 races this year. Craig Jones has won none so far, and that really irks the youngster.
It does, but he's been front running, and I'm sure like to win the championship with a win or two, but he's certainly been doing a good job and being consistent while the other guys have been falling down.
18 is Craig Jones, right out to the white line. 3 is Stuart Easton. That's second and third place at the moment. Still it is Perry Reaver back in 4th place. 5th place is the red bike. No, it's not. He's up the inside of Perry. Perry goes back a place. Leon Camier moves up one. So Leon Camier moves up to 4th place now. Still off the front is Cal Crutchlow by 1.9 seconds. An incredible lead.
There's no way Craig Jones could pull that back. He'd need over half a second a lap if he's to get anywhere close, and I can't see that happening.
77, yes it is Jamie Robinson that's fallen. Jamie Robinson has fallen at the chicane. There is the straight marks of the accident earlier. Jamie Robinson fell here. So 77 Jamie Robinson out of this race. 10 Carter bike letting go as we come to the bottom of the mountain. Jones now in 2nd place, getting away from this pack. 18 is Jones, but off the front 35 Cal Crutchlow. 1.964. What's the difference between your race leader and 2nd place Jones at the end of the last lap? And Simon Andrews forces it under Perry Reaver at the hairpin. Deary me.
It's all happening.
Lost or given. Perry Reaver getting duffed by Simon Andrews there. 1.9 it was last time round. What's the difference? Oh, 2.1.
It's got up, still pulling away. Cal Crutchlow
just getting away.
He's so in control. So in control. Best of the Supersport Cup guys, Gary Johnson. He's down there in 14th position, and Andy Weymouth.
Gary Johnson, number 22, if you keep an eye on it. Andy Weymouth qualified in front of Gary Johnson, but the Supersport Cup, this, like the Superbikes, it's a race within a race. And I suppose we can thank Hayley Cross from GTR Motorsport for a bit of a kick in the pants. Don't know quite how to take it, the letter that it sentence. But a name check.
Point taken.
Very valid, yeah, point taken. We'll have a bit of that, thank you. So seeing as your man Gary Johnson is doing as well as he is on bike 22, he's 14th overall, but he is leading the Supersports Cup at the moment. And the Supersports Cup boys, of course, lacking in sponsorship. According to Hayley, doing it on about 20% of the budget of these big boys.
And making up half the grid.
Making up half the grid, yeah. Is there any other points that we can get across of
Well,
Hayley's?
the only other one is Peter Spalding. He's up to 18th. He's the other guy in the top 20, qualified 21st. So good effort from the Supersport Cup guys.
Well, let's hope Hayley is no longer cross. Crutchlow still leads by 2.1 seconds at the last time across the line from Jones and Easton. Then it's Camier that now is hunting down Easton. Jonesy has just got away in second. Oh,
nice pass.
Tell you what, that's the second time
Cheeky
he's done
pass.
that. Last lap, you did say cheeky pass, didn't you?
Cheeky monkey.
He did do that to Reaver last time round. Now he's just done it to Leon Camier. Simon Andrews showing some of his old flair.
Yeah, great to see he's back on form and took that race win at Mandela last year on the Yamaha, so doing a brilliant job and great time towards the end of the season, coming back on form. Cal Crutchlow still pulling away. 2.4 seconds is the gap now.
Stuart Easton better be fairly careful about that 3rd place at the moment, because Simon Andrews, he's just got that Suzuki spinning there onto the back straight, right out to the white line. But I was about to say, Andrews at this kind of pace could close on Easton.
And we know where he can pass on the last lap. That'll be perfect into the hairpin.
Well, Crutchlow still has that fastest lap, 1 minute 30.784. A super time, 1 minute 30.784 compared to...
Oh, Stuart Easton's got a problem. Number 3, Stuart Easton. That Ducati is...
What were you saying about the best Ducatis built by?
John Hackett. Never seen one breakdown yet.
That's probably because you said it.
Probably. Sorry, John.
So, Stuart Easton goes out. Well, that moves Simon Andrews and Leon Camier up to 3rd and 4th places, respectively. Simon Andrews is looking at...
Craig Jones, can he get close enough to pass into that hairpin?
That would be quite a tall order, I would say, but you never know.
Oh, I think it's quite possible. Let's have a look at the lap times on the next lap. Last lap there for Jones was 1:31.7 and Simon Andrews was 1:31.2, so he had half a second on the last lap.
I can't believe Simon Andrews has only scored in 4 races this year so far.
He's close enough.
More than 8th place.
He's there, look. Let's check his lap time.
Here we go then. Engaged Nokia Honda on the white line. That's Craig Jones, bike 18 there in your picture, being chased by the TAS Suzuki.
He was over a second a lap faster on the last lap.
1 minute 30.8. That is a great time from Andrews. And that's almost the lap record time that Crutchlow's put in. So Andrews is on the race leader pace, not on the pace of the 2nd place man just in front of him there. 18, Craig Jones.
Craig Jones about to get mugged.
Right here. Whoa. Well, I'll tell you what, you wouldn't believe he could do that and pull it down. Well, he hasn't quite pulled it down, but he's done enough. Jonesy can't get under him. Into Chris Curve. It's all over, Jonesy. You're going to be third at best at the moment.
Simon Andrews is not waiting for the hairpin, not even waiting for his favourite passing place.
Well, of course, Camia will now be the man behind Craig Jones, and those are the two at the top of the championship. There's 16 points in it. Jonesy will gain what? Where is he? Third, so that's 16 points. Oh, I'll work it out later. I'm useless at
He's going to
mathematics.
get 3 points on...
Jonesy goes back. That looked to me like Jonesy was having another go back then at the man who did this passing manoeuvre, Simon Andrews. This is a replay of the Simon Andrews pass, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jonesy back in front of him now when we get back to it. Oof. No.
Didn't quite make it.
Oh, out on the dirt, Simon Andrews.
All right from Simon Andrews. 32-1, so he was a bit slower on that last, 32-1 for Craig Jones, 31-5, which matched Cal Crutchlow's pace at the front.
And while we've been prompted to mention the Supersport Cup boys just a little bit more, Andy Weymouth has just taken a tumble at Hall Bends. He's rejoined. So he fell at Hall Bends, but he's back on and still racing. So the guy that was behind Johnson.
Craig Jones now down the inside of Simon Andrews, but Simon Andrews.
Jones.
Oh, that's so important for the championship.
I'll tell you what, Craig Jones was mugged there. I don't know what, he's a little bit slack off that back straight, isn't he, on the brakes? That overhead camera really shows it.
He certainly was. He was alongside Simon Andrews, but the last part of braking, that's where he seems to be losing out. And
So
Riva's not far away now too.
The run on into the corner. I must say that I know Craig Jones very well, and he just didn't seem quite as confident as a young man is. And I'll tell you what,
Simon Andrews' rear Pirelli there wiggling around. Leon Cammy is on Dunlops, and the Dunlops are looking strong here.
bottom of the mountain, Simon Andrews. Absolutely superb in second place at the moment. He's another one that uses a bit of the track.
There's a little bit extra track there, and he uses every inch.
I'll tell you what, he must have gone out and measured how much he could use there. Simon Andrews, he was right out like a little lay-by the other side of the white line, and he found it. Simon Andrews in second place from Camia there, your championship leader. 4 wins to his credit this year so far. The man behind him is in second place. That's Craig Jones on bike 18 in the championship I'm talking about. And behind them, Reba,
last
the
lap.
man who won Silverstone. I'll tell you what, this race has gone so quick. I can't believe we're on the final lap. Crutchlow is 2.6 seconds in front of Simon Andrews in second place on bike number 9. This is the battle for second place. Number 2, Leon Camia, looking to put Andrews between him and his major challenger in the camp, and that is Craig Jones. And it looks like he's timed it to perfection, but Andrews is so good on the brakes just there. Camia can't quite do it, but he's in hot. Suzuki versus Honda. Taz Suzuki, Paget's Honda. Andrews versus Camia. Jones is out of this.
Leon
Jones is in 4th place.
Leon Camia got a lovely drive out of Charlie's there.
Down into Mansfield. Crutchlow already at the chicane. Just a little wobble through 3 more turns. And Crutchlow will be home and dry. Cal Crutchlow, he's not won a race this year yet. He's on for his first at the bottom of the mountain. This is your second place scratch, 4 riders. Consistently in that little bit of tarmac.
It's good through there. I can't see Leon Cammy doing anything now.
Through Hall Bends. Oh, a little bit of a bubble there from Andrews as he pulled it back down. I think he has. 35 Cal Crutchlow's at Barn. This is your race leader. He's through. Cal Crutchlow takes his first win of the year. Simon Andrews almost on the dirt, but does take second place, and did Craig Jones get third?
No, Camia third.
I think Camia did get it. Waiting for confirmation. Yes, he did get it. Over the line goes Camia in third place. But the Metabo British Supersports race, once we got it underway, really was a cracker. Cal Crutchlow head and shoulders above the rest of the field. But congratulations to Simon Andrews. That was a great, well, a comeback, I'll say, for him. He really has looked a shadow of his former self most of this year through injury. And he's back with a bang, taking second place from Leon Camia, the series leader, in third. Craig Jones, second place in the championship, and he'll remain there after finishing behind Camia. Perry Reba, the winner in Silverstone, only 5th. Eugene Laverty, the Red Bull rookie, there in 6th place. Rob Frost in 7th place. And Jay Vincent, with that still painful broken arm, in 8th. Julian DaCosta, the other Taz Suzuki, in 9th place with Steve Neat, a youngster that's coming on strong too. Tom Tunstall's there in 11th, Matt Llewellyn 12th, Marlin Jessup, Gary Johnson and Kieran Murphy finishing out in 15th place. So Camia, 162 points, extends his lead over Craig Jones. Cal Crutchlow, though, closing in on his teammate, so just 23 points between those two. Perry Reba, well, he drops behind Crutchlow. Easton is 5th, Sykes, Robinson and Vincent